Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth and final episode of our Tales of Xadia, the Dragon Prince role-playing game crossover between High Rollers and Cortex Role-Playing's Roll and Keep. My name is Mellie Doucette. I'm the community manager for D&D Beyond and Cortex Role-Playing at Fandom Tabletop, and today I'm your narrator and apparently a roller of extremely high difficulties. We'll see if I keep that up as our adventure continues. You see them here each week, two of those delightful women I know, and cast members of Roll and Keep. We've got Aliza Pearl from Nerdist Geek and Sundry, the Improvised Generation, Ripley Improv. So happy to have Aliza here. And Vanessa Guerrero from the El Rey Network and Kicking and Screaming podcast. Love having you both to join us here. And from the High Rollers Hall of Fame, Kim Richards, Tom Hazel, and Ree Gower. Welcome back to the channel.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. What do we have here? How do you feel about your I mean, I feel like you've already done enough. You're existing and being as amazing as you are. Boom. You've done it. Well done.
I'll take it.
And hopefully, being on our channel, your high rollers now will go to you and you guys can roll some very big numbers and destroy me.
That'd be nice.
Well,
I don't remember.
I mean, Ree did great last episode as well. Man,
it's all going to go wrong this year.
Okay,
I've had too much good stuff.
Yeah.
Ree, I'm going to take you down. The rest of you, you're welcome to take me down. Tales of Xadia, everybody, is based on the Emmy Award-winning Netflix series by Wonderstorm, and it is primed by Cortex. You can get started with the game for free by visiting the links in the chat or the description. If you're watching in the future, you'll find the rules primer, a bunch of characters, a full adventure that is ready to go right out of the box. And you can also pre-order the full book, which is going to have a lot of amazing stuff in it, including lore about the Dragon Prince that isn't in the show or any of the other books, as well as character creation rules and a whole bunch of other amazing content. While we finish the tale today, we are also going to show you how to play the game to help you better learn the system. And so if this looks like fun to you, if you think, man, I can do this so much better than Mellie, which, I mean, I have faith in you, you probably can, go and check out the free intro tale, The Lost Oasis, written by Dan Telfer, because it is ready for you, and there will not be spoilers for that here, because it's an original tale outside of canon. Finally, if you're watching from the future and you're wondering, hey, where is episodes 1 to 3? I got you. Go and head to the playlist link in the description. You will find episodes 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 3 on the High Rollers channel, and episode 2 here on Fandom Tabletop. So, with all that said and done, I think we are about ready to continue our Tale of Xadia.
Yeah.
Previously, Winda, who had been separated from the group of her own choice, agreed to help Anox, our troubled young Moonshadow not assassin, lie low as they continue their escape from the authorities of Durin. The two were set upon by a dark mage and his compatriots and were overtaken by his power. Anox was captured and Winda was left hanging off of a cliff where Deanne and Routhna discovered her and were able to help her. And the three of them, along with Irina, our other catalyst, who is a plucky young kid detective, went looking for these three mages, or this one mage and two compatriots, and the captured Anox. Meanwhile, in a cave, Eljal and Benetta discovered a Neolandian soldier that had been transformed by dark magic and had managed to make their way from the Stormspire all the way back to Durin. But they are still corrupted. They are still this lava monster of a soldier. Benetta decided to try and influence them, talk to them head on, try to bring the human out of them, while Eljal tried to just mitigate possible future disasters should Benetta not succeed. As Deanne, Routhna, and Winda arrived on the scene, so did the Dark Mage and their compatriots, and a battle ensued. The party seemed to have the advantage, being able to kind of get this Dark Mage between them, knocked out the compatriots, took them out of the battle, and then the Dark Mage did what dark, evil people do, and they cheated, and they teleported away. And now we're going to pick up, not from that moment, we're going to actually pick up from a while ago. Outside of the Capitol building of Neolandia, Routhna You are doing your normal royal guard duties, and there's this mental picture in your head that you're still kind of laughing about, that the last change of guard kind of whispered to you. Mutakbir, one of those kind of stick in the mud, nose in the air officials, his white beard always well groomed, speck free, had some kind of a messy lunch of some pomegranates and got seeds stuck in his whiskers without realizing, staining it red. No one, the guard has told you, was willing to tell him for fear of his wrath, as he's known to be a pretty sensitive fellow. So instead, they just whispered about it to themselves and have just been spreading this around between themselves, chuckling in secret and keeping a stone face should he walk into the room. Picturing it in passing time as you stand guard, you hardly notice as your change of guard comes in. A friend of yours, one Tom Ado. His armor, always kept, very well polished. His khopesh, which is too thick compared to your massive one, is always sharpened, glinting at his side, and he approaches up. What is so funny, Ravna?
I was just thinking about this amateur, Montauk. He got seeds in his beard. Like, when you have a white beard, why would you eat something that stains it? Amateur. He needs a bib. Maybe I should get him a bib.
And he starts to chuckle just a little bit, but then he catches himself. You should not laugh, and neither should any of the others. We must always present ourselves as if Prince Kasef himself were watching us, Ravna.
I mean, you had to. It just sounded. I didn't see it. I hope I can go see it. Maybe at the end of my shift, I can go by his quarters and peer in. But just the beard. If you're gonna have a beard, maybe like a comb or something, just to comb after a meal.
And as you're describing this, he looks over your shoulder. His eyes widen, and he just he nudges you with his shoulder, turns you around so that you can stand straight. Why
are you nudging me?
Flanked by two other guards. Each you kind of meet your eyes and give you this knowing look, and a little small smirk just raises on each of them. Flank Mutakbir, who is walking towards you now, somehow managing to look down his nose at you despite being a good 1.5 to 2 feet shorter. But you can see it now. It's not just one little bit of pomegranate seed. There's multiple just tucked into the hairs, below the corner of his mouth. There's this red dribble kind of running down the length of his beard. And he's still just holding himself very proud and haughty. You are Ralphna, yes?
Yes. My lord.
You are to travel south with a regiment tomorrow. Prepare yourself for battle. And as he says this, the pomegranate dislodges itself, partially only, drops down a little farther, and then gets caught in a little beard tangle, spattering more red through the hair, and he moves his head, and it just moves through his beard. And Tom next to you just lowers his gaze, purses his lips, just looks really I'm bowing, I'm just being very respectful, but you can tell he's trying not to laugh.
Don't stare at it. Don't stare at it. I'm just muttering this under my breath. Don't.
And he's following your gaze, and let's do just a little test to see if you can keep your cool here. So I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna say this is 2d8s, and you don't have any of the stress you have in your current timeline. So this is just gonna be a normal roll. You get 13 is the total here. You trying to kind of keep a stone face in front of this guy.
I guess awareness would be part of it. Just trying not to be aware.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Maybe devotion. I'm devoted to not screwing this. Wait, no, I have truth, and truth is my lowest value, but it says, what did you say? Who am I? Why am I charging you? I don't know really. And I feel maybe, I don't know, I'm trying not to say the truth, but I am trying to say the truth, but it's right there. It's right there. Yeah. I can't stop looking at it.
I love it.
I kind of want to put blunt braggart in this just because I am a braggart, and I'm that kind of
totally.
asshole who would just be like, look at this nerd.
And I will say as well, so when you use the distinction and you're like, actually, this is gonna make this harder for me to succeed, you can hinder it. So you'll use a D4 instead, but you'll get a plot point in exchange. So it's saying that, hey, I'm using this blunt braggart, but it's not gonna help me do better at this.
No.
Now you're gonna have an extra plot point.
This.
So in the future,
you're
gonna have 2 plot points instead of 1.
Sweet. So I will roll that. And that looks like a 7.
Delightful. So that is definitely very far from a success. And he's looking at you and he's like, is there a problem, Rothna? And as he does like the like he catches some of this pomegranate and it just flips off and just lands on your cheek. And his eyes kind of widen and bristles a little bit.
I'm just gonna explode with laughter. I can't. Like, I cannot. I'm just gonna explode and just be like, you need a napkin, sir? Was your lunch good? Did you have
and
a
you
good
see Tom,
It's nice to see you're getting one of your 5 a day. Oh.
Tom next to you is just turning bright red as he's trying so hard not to laugh.
As he's wont to do.
As he's wont to do, being Tomato. And he, and Mutak Beer, he just bristles and he's immediately like, no, deflecting, this is your fault. Stop this at once! What is your name? And he points to Tom. Ado, sir. Good. The honor is now yours. Rothna, you are to remain here. Soldier Ato, you will travel with Prince Kasif. Good day to you both. And he flips his beard just kind of out of like this habit, but as he flips the beard, of course, another couple of the pomegranate seeds flick off. And so then he just like grabs it and he just is trying his hardest not to look at all bothered by this. And as Tom sort of follows by and kind of gives you this look, he turns around and he's just like, sorry, Rothna, and shrugs, knowing that you would love to go to battle and get some glory. And we kind of zoom in to his face and to his eye, and then we pull back out of the lava soldier's eye as we realize that this soldier is none other than Tom Ado.
Oh, why'd you pick that name?
This is on you guys.
He has a tragic backstory, Tom.
Oh.
This is why I'm calling him, Guard Ato, because it's a little bit more dramatic. But as Tom, kind of leans forward, he's kind of gripped in to Vanessa, trying to kind of connect here, and the Dark Mage, Amos, forms himself out of the shadows, steps forward. Well, I do appreciate you doing such good work for us. To you, Vanessa. And he's kind of reaching into a pocket, and he pulls out something that can fit in the palm of his hand. I think probably, though, you'd be best off to get out of here while you still can. What do you do, Vanessa?
I think Vanetta's gonna grab the lava monster. Can I try and hold its hands? Just try and bring some comfort to it and say to it, the dark magic might have changed you, but it doesn't need to define you. You can make whatever life you want. Run! There are people who can help you. I can help you. Go!
Now, I think you'll be better served with the power that you have. And we're gonna do a contest here as you're trying to connect with Tom, and Amos is going to try to just complete this corruption and get Tom under his control. So as you are comforting Tom, we're gonna have you go first in the contest. So go ahead and tell me how you'd like to build a dice pool here.
Okay, I would like to use my spirit, the D10, and then I think I'll go for justice. I think in this moment she's feeling very protective, and then I'll use her let's see. I'll use her Knight of Luxaria distinction and get a D8 in there.
I like it.
She's currently not using any specialties at the moment, I don't think. I think she's just merely trying to get this dude out of here. So I think I'll go with that.
Sounds good to me. Give him a roll.
Ooh, 12.
Ooh, 12's pretty good to start with in a contest. Great. So Amos here. First off, I believe that in this situation, this anger that you have from when you activated your heat being ability, it's still kind of coming off of you in waves, and it's just the power of that anger, of that sunfire power, with this soldier who's been corrupted by this twisted sunfire magic. It's going to make this a little bit easier for him. So he's going to use that stress against you. He's got that D8 of your angry stress. Got a catalyst die in here. This is going to be his mastery. He wants to prove his dominion over others. His dark hunter distinction. His dark magic specialty. Whoo boy. So this is my dice pool. I'm going to go ahead and give those a roll.
Oh, that's a lot.
Oh, just 2 above.
Ooh.
So then it goes to you, Bonetta. If you give in, he's going to get control of Tom. But you can define terms of that failure, and you'll get a plot point. Or you can roll again. If you fail, you'll get stress, but Tom will still be up for grabs.
I'm gonna roll again. I don't think Bennett would back down from this.
Yeah, do it. I love it.
Alrighty.
So he's starting to cast this spell. He's gripping whatever he's got in his hand, which starts to just glow with this hot orange and red. You can even hear his skin sizzling as he's doing this, and the darkness just kind of like moving under his skin as he's being corrupted by his own magic. And let's see how you fare.
Alrighty, I'm gonna use spirit
does
again.
Does he get an injured dice for him?
He does have an injury, so if you use his injury against him, he has got a D8. But you gotta tell me how you're gonna use that against him right now. He has on his hands. He's had his hands slashed with Eljal's sword staff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if I were to use it, can I maybe like, could I like pick up a stone or like a rock or something and like throw it towards his like injured hand? Try to, like,
absolutely.
Distract him that way.
Here, catch.
Sure. So yeah. So you're trying to talk to Tom, and this guy's casting this spell and trying to corrupt him, and you realize that what he's doing here is a threat, and so now you're target in this contest. You're saying, hey, I know how to prevent this. So absolutely, you can do that.
Cool.
So you can add that D8 injury.
That's in there. Okay. And then I will use. Let's see. I might just use. I think I'm gonna use the same ones again. The Justice, Knight of Luxaria again, and then yeah, just go with that. I think.
Sounds good to me.
Let's see how we go.
Ooh,
18.
18.
Oh.
All right, but you got a hitch there, so I'm gonna buy that hitch because tasty. So I'm gonna buy. You get a plot point for it, and I'm gonna use that to step up your exhausted stress to put that to a D10.
Okay.
Because you're trying to like control Tom, keep him sort of away. You're also trying to like hit him with this thing, and also just it's been long. You didn't sleep at night. You and Eljal traveled all night. You're feeling a little tired. It's getting worse. And I'm gonna go ahead, and Amos is not the kind to give in, so he's not giving in. He's gonna go all for it. So we got his D8 catalyst die. He's going to use, as you're trying to now hit his hand and stop him from holding what he's holding and casting this spell, your exhaustion is going to work against you. He'll use that D10. This is still going to be his mastery, still going to be his dark hunter, and his dark magic specialty. Oh, I cannot even spend the plot points to make this work in my favor. So first off, I have a hitch. If you would like to, you can buy the hitch. that will let you, so you spend a plot point, and you can step down any one of your stresses.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Yeah, which one do you want to step down?
That. I'll step down my my injured to a D8.
Excellent. So you're down to D8. So that shoulder, it's not hurting as much anymore as you're kind of getting over the initial bash from Tom. And as Amos is focusing on this spell, he's just speaking this gibberish backwards language. This is just getting brighter and brighter, and he stops focusing on you for just long enough that you get a rock, sling it, and it just connects with the back of his hand, and it opens up, and this stone falls out of his hand and tumbles to the ground, and you see immediately that this is not just any stone. This is a primal stone with sunfire energy, and he has been using it for corruption, and you think even that this stone might be the relic that you came here searching for. So you got a D8 effect die. He got a D10, which means he's going to step yours down. So you're going to give him a D6 of stress. You can either step up his injured or give him a different stress at a D6. So D10 injury or a D6 of anything else.
Yeah, can I step up an exhaustion for him?
Yeah, for sure. So he gets a D6 exhausted. So this stone drops and it kind of weakens his spell, but he's not going to stop. And he's now eyeing the stone and looking at you as if worried that you might go for it. And we cut to outside. We've got Winda, you're kind of up in the trees. Eljal and Deanne, you're both kind of, you originally had somebody between you, but now you're just kind of face to face. And Rothna, Anox is no longer, pounding at your chest, trying to hurt you as they were being puppeteered by Amos. And Irina, now seeing that kind of the coast is clear, pops out of a bush. All right, okay, this is our opportunity. Assistance, seize him.
Can we hear all the
Yeah,
stuff that's going on inside there?
I'm not
You
doing
can
that.
still hear kind of the roaring of whatever thing is inside, but only Eljal knows what that is currently. So Eljal could share.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
Well,
can I just pick up
Oh.
Amos real quick? Like, can I just pick him up real quick and be like, "Hey there, little bud. You feeling okay there?" Just shake.
What happened? What happened? Oh god! Oh, please don't! I'm not an assassin. I promise.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to check you hadn't swallowed your own tongue or something. You came at me there, little bud. You okay?
No, I think I still have my tongue. Yeah, I think so. I don't really know what happened. Winda! Miss Winda! You came to save me! Just
I
sees
hop
you up
down
in
from
the
the
tree
trees.
and just again, held by Rothna, so can't move, but it's just
Yeah, I gotta show up for the other half of that jelly tart.
Yes, and you've definitely earned it. I don't know where my bag is, but when I find my bag, oh god, where's my bag?
We don't have to worry about that
And
now.
Irina
I'm just...
is. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say we don't have to worry about it now, and then I was gonna try and let a moment of vulnerability happen and say that I consider them a friend, but I'm gonna make it seem like it's just payment, baby.
And Irina, seeing that Rothna, you've got Anox in your grip, is gonna run out of the bushes now, kind of pull it, just grabbing. They don't have manacles. Nobody's given this child manacles to use, but they do have rope that they've, they have got some Girl Scout knots in this rope that it make them into kind of handcuffs. And they run up there just hold them still, and I'll get them. And they're gonna try to.
I'm gonna hold Anox out of her reach, just literally suplex. No, I'm not gonna suplex. I'm gonna hold him up out of her reach.
Just like it's
And
keep
kind of
away.
just almost, Yeah, just keep away, but also almost maybe like use my foot to kind of keep Irene back, like just kind of like keep her back. No.
Yeah, I
Um,
love it. Let's
I think.
let's do a contest here.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Because
Roll for
Irina
it.
still wants her credit for getting the assassin back into prison. So, Ralphna, you're taking the lead on this.
Okay,
And
so I
you're
reckon
trying to physically keep Anox away, but are you doing anything else?
I reckon it'll be agility because it's a bit of like balancing on one foot while holding a tiny elf above my head. I think justice as well because Ralphna seeing the puppetry and all that. This doesn't, even if it was technically Anox, I think Ralphna's figured out that 2 + 2 = 4. Had to think there for a second.
Working that brain muscle.
The thing is, so did I. Out.
Yeah. I'm gonna go roll
Wait, how many
guard
fingers
because
do
I'm
elves have?
defending. Yeah, I know, right? How many fingers do humans have? I have fingers. I'm gonna use royal guard because I'm trying to guard this guy. I don't know if unarmed combat would come into this because I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to like use my boot to kind of shove Irina, keep Irina away. I don't know. If it's a bit
I would let you
greedy if I
have
go
that
for
because I do think part of unarmed combat
Yeah.
is keeping somebody from getting to you. It's defense, so I would let you
Mhm.
have that.
Okay, I think that's going by mine.
Oh
Ooh,
wow.
hitches!
No! What was
Love
that?
a good hitch. I mean, I'll buy this. You get a plot point. You're welcome for the plot point. And because you're 2 hitches, it means that I get to give you a stress of 2 steps. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, I think this is just going to be angry. This is just like stuff on top of stuff. Let's do a D8 of angry.
I'm feeling kind of
And-
angry right now, Mellie. I won't lie.
You know what? If I rolled 2 hitches, also. But let's see how many hitches I roll. So first I'm going to use your D8 of angry against you because Irina, she's scrappy. Look, she's not tough, she's not tall, but she's scrappy. She's got street smarts. I'm going to add her street smarts specialty here because she's going for, like, the ankles. She's going to just try to, like,
No.
get you knocked down. So she's bad. This is her, this is her liberty. People are predictable and predict pattern, and she thinks she can exactly what she to kind of get the advantage here. And this is chronically underestimated for her distinction. So I'm gonna go ahead. I
sounds
believe
about
those were.
right.
Oh, and she also has her
Speaking for
catalyst
Ralph,
die. Saw that in there.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. It was almost as good of a roll.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah. So first off, if you would like to, you could spend one of your plot points, and you could step down. You can get rid of angry, or you can get rid of afraid.
Yeah, I'm gonna use I've got 3, so heck, let's start using them. I will step down.
Yeah, so you can spend. Yeah. And it's only 1 to buy both hitches, as long as you're applying it to one stress. If you wanted to spend 2, you could buy them separately and apply them to different stresses. It's up to you.
Okay, I think. So what would I need to do to get rid of my D8 angry entirely?
You would spend 1 plot point. That would get you both hitches, and then that would step down your angry from 8 to 6. And there's no 4, so it's gone.
Gone. Okay,
Boom.
cool. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. And then
And then it goes to you. So I've got a 10. So you can roll again and try to beat it, or you can give in and let Irina have Anox.
no, she ain't getting this. I'm gonna go again. Let's go. Let's go, gamers. I'm pretty much gonna roll the same stuff.
So you're just still trying to
again.
like physically
Yeah.
keeping Anox away from Irina.
Yeah. I'm probably a little bit mad though, because like she's attacking my ankles, and there's definitely a blister down there, and that's not fair. That's not fair.
Love it.
Oh, there we go. There we go. A little bit better.
Ooh, okay. 12. That's pretty nice. No hitches, so that's pretty good.
Mhm.
All right. I think that Irina I'm just gonna have her go for it. I feel like that's more fun. So let's go ahead. Boom, catalyst die. Boom. She's gonna use your. You still got afraid? I don't think afraid. She's not very scary. Even when she's got her teeth out and she's biting your ankle, not that scary. Especially not to you. So I'm not gonna use that against you. And it's gonna be her justice now, as she's now kind of changing her tactics. She realizes that nope, you are just made of muscle and I can't knock you down. The difference between right and wrong is as clear as crystal as her justice value, and so she's just gonna start saying, look, it's not like we have to, we're not hurting them, we're not doing anything, we're just gonna bring them back to town, put them back in jail, where they had escaped from, which is very clearly illegal, and then they will be put on trial, a fair trial. Everybody deserves a fair trial, and also, everybody who does a crime deserves to go and be in prison and then get a trial. That's just how things work. And this will be her stubborn investigator. And that's, I think, it for her on this one. Okay, rolling 3d8s.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Why?
Just one up in each other. So now she's switching. She's not trying to get at you. She's just trying to get at your mind. How does Rothna?
The worst place.
Does she? Do you give
that
in, or does your brain muscle do a workout?
I mean, is it too late for me to spend a plot point to bring that 4 over, or
It is. But
Okay.
if you do another roll, you'll definitely be able to spend plot points to move stuff around.
Okay. I think. Oh, what's Rothna thinking? Oh, she really wants
Yeah, what
jelly
is she
tarts.
thinking?
Winda said something about jelly tarts. Enoch
Yeah.
says jelly tarts. Jelly tarts now, as opposed to jelly tarts in the future, and this guy's definitely not guilty. So,
The stomach is also a
yeah.
muscle, so.
Yes. Yeah. Can I just be like going, look, did you black out, kid, when you just saw the guy with the hands controlling this thing? This kid up here? I don't think you got, well, maybe you have the right person, but they were clearly under some influence. Also, jelly tarts? Winda! Jelly tarts!
I mean, half-eaten ones, but definitely some. And maybe a hairbrush.
I just the jelly tart is fine for me, really. Even half eaten, there's still half of it there, right? Yeah, no, get away, kid.
Excellent. So go ahead, build a dice pool here. And I will say, if somebody else wants to help, they can help by stepping down one of their values to let you step up whatever value you're going to throw in your dice pool. They could spend a plot point to
down to
make an
help.
asset. Yeah. So what value are you going to use here, Rothna?
Value. Probably still justice. Because
Okay, I can step down my
justice
justice.
is not being done right now. Yeah. Okay.
Excellent. So Winda's going to step down her justice. That's step down for the rest of the session. But Rothna, you get your justice stepped up for the rest of the contest.
Okay. So how can
And
I?
Winda, how do
so
you
if I
how do
roll
you
again-
kind of give this justice back up here?
How do I give the justice? Basically, I'm gonna try. Look, it's only actually half of an eaten jelly tart, and they have one and they promised it to me. But I don't know if you get this weird tight feeling in your chest whenever you just see them flailing around in a way that makes you realize that they have no sense of self-preservation, and if you don't do something, you have to step in. But yeah, I don't know if you get that feeling, but it only goes away when you help them.
I am
Right?
feeling
It's,
that. I
kinda
thought that
bitchy.
was the. Yeah, I thought I was having a heart attack, but it's good to know that it's something else, something emotional, something about helping small
Yeah.
squishy things.
They're so
okay.
fragile.
Okay.
They need us.
They are. This guy is. I could break this guy in half right now, with little effort, but I won't.
Very little effort.
I won't, little guy.
Yeah, go ahead, build up that dice pool and make sure you step up your justice.
Okay, I'm gonna use strength this time because I think now that I'm starting to get a little bit tired, so I'm just like channeling all my core strength and my ab strength to keep Anox up in the air. And then it was justice, wasn't it? And then how do I step that up? There we go. Look at that. Oh, there's arrows for everything.
Nice.
I'm gonna royal guard it because I'm still feeling. Although I'm feeling that kind of I can do better. No, we're gonna go royal guard, and then combat, and then yeah, okay. Let's go. Let's go, gamers. Oh, that was very.
Hey.
Oh, look, I did a good roll, y'all.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
I
It was the jelly
think
tart.
Irina's gonna give in.
Mm.
So, first off, I'm going to step down her catalyst die, and if you would like to, you could change one of her distinctions, or values, rather. You could step one of them up or down, and then I will change another one in response to that. So you can basically make her value something more than something else, if you would like.
I think maybe if I could step down justice, because I want her to start questioning this. I want her to start questioning if she's
Yeah.
got things right, and if
Absolutely, because her justice is the difference between right and wrong is clear as crystal. So now you're lowering that, making her question that. I will go ahead and I will step up her devotion, which is most emotions are just a distraction. So she's starting to realize that maybe that's wrong as well. You're making her question these things. And also, we should note here that she has this little sorry, my train of thought just disappeared out of my head. Anyways, Irina just kind of like looks up to you. She's given this argument. You've all you're holding Anox up. Winda, you step up and help. And Irina just kind of like balls her fists, pulls out her little notebook, kind of flips through it as if like looking for something that is going to ground her in this argument, that is going to reinforce her beliefs, because she hates being wrong. And she starts mumbling like, I'm never wrong, I'm never wrong, I'm never wrong. Okay, did anybody see where the weird dark magic guy went?
Yes. Well, no, actually, but I can hear a lot in there. Listen, Irina, the case isn't over. You may have been wrong about this thing, but you led us all to that thing in there.
Yeah.
It's time for me to not be an assistant anymore, Irina. It's time for me to fly the coop. I resign from your service. You've taught me so much, but we need to go in there now. We need to go in there right now.
And we're going to cut back to inside of the cave. And inside the cave, Vanessa, you can see it as, again, Amos hasn't stopped this magic. It was a loss of the contest, not giving in, so he's still trying to cast this and eyeing that stone on the floor. And I also realized that I made a mistake. You got a heroic success when he lost, which means your effect die would have stepped up from a D8 to a D10, which means it wouldn't have stepped down at all. He gets a D10 exhausted, not a D6 exhausted. So you did a lot more to him than originally stated. So he is standing there.
Cool.
He's still trying to control Tom. But he sees that stone, and as he's just getting more and more tired, you just see as his veins are blackening, his hair is just going white, as this is the biggest spell that he has cast. He cannot do this without that magical relic, and he dives for it. Are you gonna do anything?
I'm gonna dive for it with him. I'm just gonna just go straight for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna set up a roll here. He's gonna start this contest. Also, because you beat him in the contest, his catalyst die would have stepped down, and you can change one of his values if you'd like.
Ooh. Okay. Let's change his. Let's change his justice.
Okay, so his justice is a D4, step up to a D6, and then I can choose something else to step down in exchange. So I think fairly enough, I will step down his mastery. As in this moment, he's kind of losing faith in himself in that aspect. So in this moment, he's got a catalyst die. Now it's only a D6. He's been weakened to a D6 catalyst. He's not going to do as well anymore. And then he's got his masteries now down to a D8. His Dark Hunter, still a D8, and his Dark... this wouldn't even be his Dark Magic, I guess. Because he can't really use that to his advantage as he's just trying to grab that thing. This is just quick, go for the grab, but you've got this Exhausted that he will throw in the pool, so I got 4 dice, giving him a roll. Bow, bow, bow. I'm pretty happy with a 13, not gonna lie. Now you get to roll, and he has a D10 Exhausted. You also get to put in your dice pool.
Cool. I will start off by putting that in there so I don't forget.
Excellent.
I'm gonna use my agility. She's diving in. Bow, bow, bow. Off she goes. And then I'll use her. Let's go for... Let's go for a devotion. She's doing this for her people. She knows her people needs this relic.
Absolutely.
She's going for it. And then, let's see. And I think I'll use her Sunfire Elf distinction again, because she's being driven by home and wanting to help.
Absolutely.
I think that's it. No special ease. This is just going straight for it. Dive into the ground.
Love it. See how you do.
Roll.
Ooh.
I'm not even gonna
very
do
good.
a,
No, there's nothing that can be done about that one. That is
No,
just going to
there's
be a
not.
loss. All right, well,
Yeah.
you're going to take a D8 of stress. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to step up your... I'm going to give you a D8 corrupted stress.
Okay.
Because in this moment, as you're reaching for the stone, he has been using it for so long to power his dark magic that the magic in the primal sunfire magic in this has also become corrupted, and you get to it first. You are stronger, you're faster, and you get to it and you reach out and touch it, and it burns you with how corrupted it is. You pull back, and like where kind of the veins have cracked open to show your sunfire form, your heat being, like go to a dark purple as it just kind of goes up, and you move back, and in doing that, in kind of dropping in that moment, it goes scattering farther away, kind of towards the cave entrance. And now there's Tom in between both of you and the stone, you and Amos on one side. And at the entrance, we cut to Deanne, Eljal, Winda, Rothna, as you know, you're easily able to make it through Eljal's tree covering of this cave.
Bad trap.
And you begin to hear, as you're able to kind of like move some of the brush that's been muffling a bit of the sounds, a scuffle. You can hear Vanessa having a scuffle with somebody. You can hear these groans. You can smell the smoke. And then you see something bright and glowing skitter towards you on the cave floor, and it lights up just enough that you see these shadows cast of the massive form of Tom and the two kind of fighting figures of Bonetta and Amos. I will throw it first to Deanne because you were sort of leading into here. What would you like to do?
I mean, I want to separate this guy from his orb, and can I throw it to someone else to make an opening sort of start to the, I guess, combat, or
Yeah, so you can try to go and grab this thing, and it is it's full of corruption. So we're gonna do a test here to see if you can hold on to it long enough to grab it. But
Okay.
because you have a D8 corruption stress, I'm gonna let you use that to your advantage. It's almost like it's immunizing you to the effects of this stone. So you can put that in your own
Okay.
pool.
Oh.
But this is still not going to be
Um,
easy. This is going to be hard. So I got 2 D10s, and I'm going to add your afraid stress. So I've got 2 D10s and a D6. Rolling that up.
Okay.
I didn't do
I
too
could
good.
be
So
a 7 with
I got a hitch.
with a hitch as well. Yeah.
you could buy that if
um,
you'd like, which would let you get rid of your afraid stress or step down your corruption stress.
I am not stepping down my corruption.
Really?
No, I'm going to keep that, I think, since it's helping me. Okay, so I've got the 8 in there from my corruption. This case, I'm going to put justice in there. Oh, and my attribute as well. I think in this case it would be it would be strength, right? I'm trying to pull the orb away from him.
So he doesn't have it right now. It's just on the ground. This is just a matter of you kind of overcoming the corruption. So this is probably spirit to
Spirit,
try
of
and
course, yeah.
overcome this corruptive effect.
Cool. Oh, in that case, I think I'll put mastery in to sort of try and overcome this. It's lesser dice, but it makes more sense. I'm trying to control this weird power. Let's see. I'm wondering how any of my distinctions help. I'm going to say not really, and also not really to my specialties or spear. So I think that is it.
So you always add a
6,
distinction.
8.
So you will always add a distinction. So what are your 3 distinctions that you got?
So I've got Duranian Free Folk, Soldier of the Garden, and Never Back Down could work. And
because as
also,
you're going to grab this like dark effect is fighting for like control of you. So Never Back Down would be like chef's kiss.
Yeah, I also have Resolute as well for Never Back Down as the special effect, where I can spend a plot point to add one of my stress dice to a test. So I guess, is that how I could be adding the corrupted to it?
Well, I'm letting you do that for free, so you don't even have to spend anything to do that. If you are not buying my hitch, you can do that to add your afraid as well.
Okay, sure. And my afraid is a D6 as well. There's a lot here.
Look at that.
Boom.
Dice everywhere.
So 8, 6, 8, 6, 8. Boom. I have to beat a 7. Oh, wow. That was closer than I'd like.
You beat a 7.
There's a hitch in there, though.
There is. But you have 1 plot point. So I will say, if you wanted to, you could turn this into a heroic success. Because you can get, if you move that 2 down, you have 5 higher.
That's true.
You'll have no plot points unless I buy this hitch, but you will get a heroic success.
That's true. I do like heroic successes. That roll has disappeared for me now. But yeah, I will do that. I'll spend the plot point, and I've still got 1 left after this. So yeah, I'll turn that into a heroic.
Awesome. Heroic success, giveaway in the chat. Your effect die goes up to a D10.
That's why I did it.
From a D8. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and buy that hitch from you, so you can go ahead and take a plot point. I'm going to step up your corrupted, so you go to D10 corrupted. As you grab it, and barely even think, you go for it because you see this is very much like everybody's kind of looking at it except for the giant lava monster. You grab it, it burns, but not with fire. Like, it just singes through your veins, and it takes everything for you to hang on to it. But now you have the D10 Relic of Luxaria asset.
Oh.
From your D10 effect die.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And Amos, just grunts angrily because he wants this, and he immediately starts trying to cast dark magic towards you. And as he does, Tom, who has been sort of this wall between them and has been connecting with Bonetta, stands up taller, and you see Rothna, as you see this, you can see these scraps of armor, and you see the badges that you're familiar with, and you recognize this as an old friend. You recognize this as Tom Ado. As he stands up tall, he was always way shorter than you, but now he's 7 or 8 feet tall. His head brushes the top of this, and he roars. And it is enough to divert Amos's spell. And it doesn't go towards you, Deanne. It doesn't go towards the stone that you're holding. It just kind of pulls in to Tom and then catches him. And as he kind of just gets all this pulled, and you see this just strips of magma being like pulled out of the cracks in the rocky flesh. He collapses. He's still, changed, but he looks a little bit less actively hot, and this all goes towards Amos, and it just crusts over him, and it hardens and gives him this like body of rock, of this thick black igneous rock, and we're gonna do a challenge pool. So it's gonna be a challenge pool of 48.
Oh,
and I'm gonna say that,
man.
Dean, that was the start of it. It was your turn there. So, Dean, who would you like to go next? You can pick any of these other players. Catalysts can also be chosen. You can ask them to do something, and if they like you enough, they might do it.
well, okay. In that case, I want to throw this one over to. Let's throw it to Eljal. I believe.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
So Eljal, you're coming in here. You can see this big lava monster roars, catches this, blocks DN from getting hit by this spell, instead takes it themselves. And you can tell, you've seen dark magic enough in your hunting of humans that if this had hit DN, it could have just taken him out. So this monster potentially just saved your ally here. Meanwhile, this large new monster, Amos, is ready to attack.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I would like to try to go through a couple of their legs, depending on where I am in the room, and just like slip under and try to like trip the large monster thing, whether it's like hitting it in the back of the knee or actually tripping it, like pushing one foot out from under its body.
Sweeping
Yeah,
the leg.
absolutely. Try to pull
Use
an
my
arena.
sword staff.
and-
Yeah, sweep the leg with the sword staff.
Love it. So I'm gonna roll it to see how much you have to go up against. I got 48s, and I'm adding your D10 exhausted stress in there. You're still tired from lugging all those trees around.
For no reason.
Yes.
Ooh.
14.
Okay, that could have been worse. Okay.
Yeah.
Agility. And I will say mastery. I'll say Moonshadow Elf. Or actually, I'll say Homesick Assassin just to change it up.
Yeah.
Because this is part of like my assassin skill. And let me just see what the SFX is for that. Hinder. Oh, it's just hinder. Oh no, I'll use it for what it's worth. And then sneaking or swordplay. Can I make this a mix of stealth and like the agility? And use sneaking.
Yeah,
but
because
also use the
you're
sword
trying to kind of get around
staff.
everybody. Absolutely.
Okay.
As well,
Right.
he has some stress left over on him that you can use to your advantage. So he's a D10 exhausted or a D8 injured. You can use one of those to your
Okay.
advantage.
I mean, I know that the injury is the hand, so I guess maybe the exhausted means like he has slower reflexes and he can't catch me.
Totally. Throw that D10 in.
All right.
That's a pretty nice
Ooh,
pool
this
of
is
dice. 3D10,
Pretty
3D8.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
No hit, just no hit, just no hit.
Oh.
I see a hit.
Oh.
No, that's not a hit.
Oh.
That's very
Awesome.
good.
Wow.
Not a heroic success good, but it is good enough to get rid of a whole die of this challenge pool.
Can I, but if I
So-
spend my PP, can I then bring over a 6 and then make it a heroic success? And even get rid of and step down another die?
You can, because what you can do is you can pull that 6 in, or that 5, either one. And when you get a heroic success in a challenge, you'll be able to pull another die into your effect dice. You'll have 2 effect dice instead of 1.
Oh, I see.
So you'll be able to
Okay.
do 2 D10s, which will get rid of 2 dice. So I
Mhm.
obviously did not make this challenge pool hard enough, because now it's down to 2 D8s. So-
Yeah, so I'm gonna do
Great.
that, and then is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. So you get a
Yes,
23, which is
okay.
a heroic success. Amazing giveaway in the chat for that. And now we're down to 2
Yes.
D8s left in this challenge pool. So describe what happens here, Eljal.
Yeah, so I'm a tall-ish but very slight and slender elf who you see me do a total Legolas and just like feet first slide between first Tom's feet and then Amos's feet and then stand up behind Amos and just like knock the back of his knees down and he to send him to his knees.
Heck yeah, and his transformation wasn't yet complete, so like it started kind of from up here, it's going over his body, it hadn't gotten to his legs yet, so you get it before it's even covered by stone. And just knock into the back of his, like just normal human knees, and he's gets knocked right down, so he's just on his knees, and almost parts of him as they're getting magmas, almost getting stuck to the ground, and he's trying to keep pulling himself off of the cave floor. Eljal, who goes next? You can pick Winda, Benetta, Rothna, or either of the catalysts.
Would anyone like to go next?
I'm down.
All right, Winda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, Winda?
All right. Trying to think of the most pertinent things right now. Amos, does he still have the vial in his hand?
He has vials across the front of his body that are now being covered by this stone form that's going over him. He does not have any handy.
Okay, nothing on hand. I'm trying to think of best thing a bow and arrow can do at this very moment. And when he casts spells, he like uses his hand, or is it just verbal?
Typically, yeah, he's got some sort of like object or something that he uses. But he is, in this last spell that he cast, he used up so much of his own life force that you don't think there's like any person left in there.
Got it.
He's got a lot of corruption trauma going on.
Got a lot of corruption trauma going on. Okay.
Samesies.
If I can at least get him to like start charging in my direction, everyone else could make a little bit more of a calculated choice. So what I want to try and do is fire an arrow at each hand. A, to strike injury, and B, to just kind of, again, cause disruption, because I'm a tiny, squishy human, so there's only so much I could do.
Sure. Okay, so let me roll a difficulty for you here. So I got the 2d8s for the challenge pool, and then I get a 1d8 for your exhausted stress. So I got 3d8s total. Gonna give them a roll.
All right, I have those.
And 11 is respectable, but you know what? I'm going to spend one of my plot points. Make it a 14. Of course I am. We got an hour left, y'all.
We have a whole hour left, so I just got to be making some big choices. All right. So I'm going to go with... All right, we're going to do strength on this one, because very little intellect is actually going into it, other than look at me instead. I'm gonna go with mastery, trailblazing hunter, and light crossbow.
Yeah, and he also has those stresses. So, and you're aiming for his hands, you can use that D8 injury if you'd like.
Okay.
To get a little bit more advantage.
I want to
here,
use
which is a D8.
That D8 injury, and then also, can I climb up to a high point?
Sure, yeah. Tell me what you're climbing
because then I can add climbing.
Heck yeah,
I try
add
and
to the
scale
setting.
up the side of the
Describe
rock
it for
wall.
me.
All right, so I want to try and
you find
scale up
you
the
find a
rock
little
wall.
place up there, a little precipice that you can get up onto.
Yeah, I climb up onto a ledge because I've been hanging off a cliff for an entire episode. I want to prove that I can't fall off of things. And it'll also give me like a little bit of gap between me and him by the time he sees me. So I'm building a hefty roll, mostly because I'm scared of you. So here we go.
Well,
see, that's why I have to build a hefty roll. That's why I have to build a hefty roll. So I do have a plot point. So I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend that plot point and move it over.
Yep.
Doink.
There you go. So you get a D8 down there. Boom. So it's not heroic success. So D8 going up against the 2D8 challenge will mean you get to step down one of the dice. So it's going to go to 1D8,
Right, so there's one.
1D6 remaining. But go ahead and describe what's happening here. So you get climbed up. This thing is trying to, it's pulling itself off of the ground where Eldol sort of knocked it. So the arms are kind of flailing a bit. Describe it.
All right, so the arms are kind of flailing a bit overhead, providing some very nice moving targets. And from my little precipice, from my cliff's edge, I fire off 2 arrows that hit both of his hands, causing just enough injury to make him mad at me. And while I am at a little bit of a high point, he is now charging right at me.
Love it. Yeah, so
but now not focused on the group.
And also,
he's just got bolts.
Arrow hands. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
He's got
arrow
bolts
hands.
sticking out of the hands, and he's yelling, and just begins to charge towards where you are. And you see as he moves, like the magma kind of comes out of the bottom of his legs and begins to make him taller. Like he's just able to kind of grow these rocky limbs. And who goes next, Winda? You've got Vanetta, Rothna, and the 2 catalysts available to you.
Sorry, I'm dying because we both have cats that only introduce but nothing else.
Your catalysts.
Ooh, which catalysts haven't gone yet? It was...
You got Anox and you have Irina.
You know what? I want to see what Anox does here.
Sure. So you guys can, you want help from Anox. You can kind of, call out to him or them and ask them to do something. So they're kind of like behind the group, a little like they're like looking around at everything. What would you like for them to do?
Let me see. Anox doesn't have their bag of tricks around anymore.
It doesn't look like it. And you remember that there was the bag behind at that vine wall. And I will say, if somebody spends a plot point, they can say that you 3 brought the bag with you.
That's tempting, but also like, what if the bag is still just combs and half jelly tarts? All right, you know what? I'm gonna... God, they're moon shadow elves, so I'm trying to think of like what their abilities are. All right, I'm gonna have Anox do what Anox does best, and that is to make themselves a fragile target that we're all desperate to protect. So I want Anox to find a big rock, tie a vine around it, swing it around, and aim it at Amos.
Okay, so so Anox is kind of hiding, but you can
get brave.
As Anox, like get brave, help us. And Anox just kind of like looks around looking for anything. And Anox is very good at, MacGyvering things together because they just love weird stuff. So they manage to just find little bits of things and they start just kind of putting something together. And it's a little even better than like a vine with a rock on it. They make like a whole functional sling using some like stretchy cave moss, using other things that they've just found in here. And they just kind of loading it up. And they realize like this thing, rocks, I don't know. And they go over to a small pond in the cave and they start taking cold pebbles out, hoping it'll do something a little bit better. It's not the best, but Anox's catalyst die is a D8. So as, Anox is pulling it and just firing these off, you hear the sizzling as it catches into some of the still lava parts before they harden. And again, just kind of grabbing it and locking this monster down to the ground because it's not liquid enough to stay fluid. And so the D8 catalyst die is going to be able to step down. The other D8s, now there's 2 D6s left in this pool.
Yes!
And Anox is going to go ahead and throw it over to Roth now.
Yes. I want to. So, I just missed that. So, Amos. Amos. No, Amos, the bad guy. He's
Enoch
currently
has the
down on
moss,
the ground now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, down
Okay.
on the ground, and this monster, just like trying to get up to Winda because just got super shot by Winda. But as it moves, this as it's dripping magma, it's getting hit by these cold pebbles, and it's causing it to cool faster, and it's almost creating these like, is it stalagmite or stalactite that goes down? One of those ones that goes down to the ground and kind of holds it in place, almost like it's just binding him and not letting him get to
Stalagmite.
Winda.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Stalagmite. Because it
I
might
don't know
grow up to the
distances, I
ceiling.
don't know rocks.
Stalactite, because you hold on tight, because you might fall.
We did the same thing in our heads. Literally was going through the little rhyme in my head, except mine's different because stalagmite, because mites are on the ground, and stalactite, like, hey, that's tight.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh boy, so Ralph, now what would you like to do here?
I'm gonna do what Ralphna does best and just charge in with my big old sword, and I'm gonna swing, and I'm gonna try and chop something off, you know.
Oh, okay.
We're not playing around anymore. Where I was trying to be a baseball
so
bat
I'm gonna go
before,
ahead.
no. I'm not playing.
I'm gonna go ahead and add You're Afraid here, because this is magic. This is like, humans aren't that familiar with magic, so this is pretty wild stuff. This is pretty terrifying, honestly. And even though you only have a D6 afraid, it's still gonna have some effect here. Gonna go ahead and roll that. I rolled a little bit like trash. If you'd like to, you can buy that hitch from me and get rid of your afraid stress.
I'm going to do that. Yes, I would like to
Yeah.
purchase that hitch and unstress myself, please.
Yeah.
So, where is my stress? There it is. So I'm no longer afraid. Yeah. First I was afraid, then I was petrified. DMCA. And then I'm gonna use strength, and then I'm gonna use mastery, because this is definitely sword and crunches time. I'm actually gonna use Neolandian traditionalist, because I feel that seeing Tom Addo, it's gonna remind me of home. It's gonna stir that kind of patriotic, like, what the hell did you just do to my brother in arms kind of feeling.
Absolutely.
And then it's gonna be big old swordplay time. So swordplay and massive broadsword asset.
Love it.
And then does he have any stresses at the moment? Like, he's got injuries.
Yeah,
so...
I think that especially as, it's trying to pull itself up and get out of this, that exhaustion, I think, is really going to come into play here to your advantage. Not going to be able to avoid you very well, so go ahead and add the D10 exhaustion.
Hello.
Wow.
Let's just drag you.
It's a very good pool of dice.
That's huge.
Watch me roll ones, everybody. Here we go.
I believe.
I'm hoping for it.
Oh,
There is at least one.
what a load of garbage.
I mean, it wins.
You still got it. You still got it.
It still does it.
Still got it.
But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and
Still
buy that hitch from you. And I'm going to go ahead and put that into angry. Because as you're going, you're thinking like, oh yeah, they got it set up for me. It can't move. It's focused on Winda. Eljal knocked it down. This is great. Gonna finish it off. Gonna get revenge for Tom. And you hit it, and it's so solid that what happens is you like get it, and nothing really happens. You have to take like a few more hits. And it just kind of breaks open enough that like there's some like lava just spitting out that it almost burns the edge of your sword, and just starts to like the really nice edge, the really sharp part starts to kind of melt a little bit, and you're like, I'm gonna have to get that fixed. And you hit it again a few more times because you're a little angrier. So you get a D6 angry, and there's one D6 left in this.
That's coming out my
pool.
salary. Woo!
One less jelly tart for you. We got Bonetta.
Yeah. I think, I'm going to throw to Bonetta.
Roth is in there. Lava's just flying out. Winda's still just firing up from above. Eljal's kind of going around trying to get like some good shots in. And Deanne has this relic.
I have I'm just screaming in the middle of combat.
Yeah. And you can see just this corruption just going up and down Deanne's arm. What would you like to do?
So Eljal threw the water skin to me last session, right? And is that still on the floor?
Yeah, so that is still on the floor. That currently is an asset that Eljal has, because Eljal made it. But Eljal could spend a plot point to give it to you. It's a D6. Also, Deanne has the relic asset there, and could also spend a plot point to give that to somebody else to use in their dice pool if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I would, but I have 0 plot points.
Ooh, then you cannot give the water. But you can also, Bonetta, you can spend a plot point at any time to make a D6 asset for yourself, and you can call it whatever you'd like.
Oh, cool. Okay, interesting. Because my thinking was I was going to use the water skin and pour it on Amos to slow down the lava effect and try and get him to like go all crunchy and harden up.
So you can if you'd like. So you could spend a plot point. You don't even have to. So you could spend a plot point, and then you'll get a D6. You can also just narratively say that you're doing this. You don't have an extra die to represent it, but you still have the water because it does exist in this cave.
Yeah. Can I spend the plot point then and make the asset?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you spend that, you get a D6.
Cool.
I'm going to go ahead and roll a difficulty for you. So I got a D6 is what's left in the pool. And in this moment, as everything's happening, that the just energy coming off of that Sunfire relic and that corruption that you've touched is just kind of sapping energy out of your mind. You're just trying to get to this water, trying to get this plan done. I'm going to go ahead and throw your D8 corrupted into that pool. Rolling the dice. Well, I didn't get a hitch, so I'll be happy with that, but I got a whole big old 5. Good luck.
Okay. So I think let's see. I think I'll use my Do I say no. I think I'll use my awareness for this one because she's seen what Anox did, and I think that's what inspired her with the cold rocks smoking off Amos.
Yeah.
So she's using that. I'll use her. Let's see. My sword is hot as my temper, and it will not slip my grasp. Think I will go for let's go for mastery. So I think she's in a pretty bad place right now, I think, and her temper's probably running a little high. Like she wants this Dunzo. And then I'll use her Knight of Luxaria distinction. And then can I use her strategy specialty? Would that come into play here?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Especially you're working
Sweet.
with this team and everybody's kind of like working distractions, working, keeping it still, keeping it off of its feet. There's definitely a lot going on here that I think, wow, y'all are a team.
Ooh.
Only took all the episodes.
Go team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'll roll with that. Literally. Here we go.
Ooh.
Okay.
There's a hitch.
Yeah. There is a hitch, but it is going to be enough to get a heroic success.
Yeah.
Which is good
7
because
above.
it wasn't, the D6 would not have been enough to get rid of the pool. So still, the 12 is going to be heroic success. Steps it up to a D8. Giveaway in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and buy that hitch. That this is just going to be the corruption stepping up again, because when you do this, this is going to basically stop this transformation in its tracks, and the way that dark magic, it has this cost, and something is going to happen that's just going to kind of like blast out from this guy. I want you to tell me what it is, though, so step up, you're exhausted, and then tell me how this ends.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, cool. So I suppose then as she pours the water over Amos, I guess there's all this energy buildup and there's nowhere for it to go, right? It's just trapped inside him. So I feel like all these like dark purple like tentacles and like just horrible snake-like ghostly appendages start like spraying out of him in all directions, and like it's really horrible. And I imagine just that like
Yeah.
throwing Bonetta to one side, like throwing maybe the Neolandian dude as well who's on the ground, just causing all kinds of chaos.
Yeah, and the cave begins to rumble. You now see kind of the smoke and the purple dark magic tentacles clear. You can see just Amos, just a human, just a guy, just laying there kind of face down. He's still alive, he's just unconscious, but you can see how the corruption has taken such a toll on him that he looks so ragged, and he's just there unconscious. Bonetta thrown off to the side, Tom thrown off to another side. Winda, you're up at the top here, and you notice first as this energy that pulsed out is now causing this cave to collapse.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to go ahead and throw to you first, actually, Winda, because you're kind of our survivalist here, to try and help get your allies into a safer place or to do something else with this cave-in. I'm going to throw that to you to come up with what you'd like to do.
Okay, in that case, the first thing I would like to do is scream, everybody run, the cave's collapsing! I have no other sense of preservation other than that. As a human, there's not a ton I can do with the cave collapsing, so I am just screaming that the cave is collapsing since I can see it first.
Okay, so just trying to get everybody on board with getting out of here. Let's go ahead, and this is not hard to just like get this information out so that people can start getting out, but it is yeah. So I'm just gonna do 2d6s, and you've got what's your exhausted again?
My exhausted
D10?
was D8. Yeah, it stepped down last time.
Perfect. So I'm gonna roll those. Boom, boom. It's an 8. I did get a hit. Do you have any plot points?
No, I think I just spent my last one.
Okay, so I got an 8.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to take my awareness, because I noticed that this happening first. My devotion, because I don't want anybody to get squished. Foolhardy friend. And climbing, because I need to get down. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Once I actually get a really good roll.
Wow.
And then I have to
okay.
beat an 8, not like a 14 or something.
Hey, but you know what? This was really going to be a scale of success. So getting a D12 effect die, because it's going to step up with that heroic success, I was going to, have somebody get stuck. Have multiple people get stuck. Okay. It's a very good time to get it. I'm going to go ahead and buy that hitch from you, though. So I'll buy that hitch. Your exhaustion's going to go up to a D10. This is just tiring. You're kind of making sure that everybody's getting out. You're making sure that there's paths available. And you got a D12 effect die. So even the people, Bonetta, who is really exhausted, you're able to get Bonetta kind of getting out. Rauthna is, getting Tom, and you're able to still, you pull out your crossbow and you hit a rock that's about to fall on them. It shatters above their heads, so it doesn't crash down on them. And they're able to get out, and it just leaves, as you're kind of making sure everybody's gone, there's clouds of dust, and you and Eljal just kind of scanning the area as kind of the two people who have a really strong awareness. And Deanne is just stunned in this moment, and Amos, who is unconscious. And I will leave it, you can decide if you want to bring Amos at all. And with Deanne, I'm going to throw it to Eljal if there's anything that you want to do to help Deanne.
Would I know enough about dark magic to know whether or not I can safely touch Deanne and not be corrupted myself?
Yeah, you think you can touch Deanne. You think the danger is in the thing that he's holding.
Okay, I would like to sling Deanne over my shoulder and get out of the cave.
Okay. Let's go ahead. He's a big guy. He's a beefy boy,
so
and he's wearing
then-
armor, so this is gonna be a little difficult, but we can definitely
boy.
try
I can
it.
barely carry
Okay.
myself.
Yeah, all that running.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead. This is gonna be challenging. So 2d8s, and I'm also gonna add, because he's a big beefy boy. I think we need to get an extra one just for his size. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna add your exhaustion instead. That seems more fair.
Mm-hmm.
2d8s, a d10, rolling those up. Send me a 12.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was a 17 at
What do
first.
you
I was
got
like, "Ugh."
for me, Aliza?
Okay, definitely strength. And devotion. New friends.
Yay.
I'll say Moonshadow Elf. Just
Mhm.
again using the maybe even a like survivalist type of sense of someone who lives in the forest. Nothing else applies. Oh God, I hope I don't kill
Yeah,
ya.
I will also say, again, if people want to, we've got Winda still in here. Deanne, you're here. You can step down your devotion value, either of you, to step up Eldjal's, but it will be stepped down for the rest of the session.
Yeah, I can do my one since they're helping me directly. That makes sense.
Cool.
Yeah, I can set mine down to an 8.
All
Yeah,
right,
so
thank
then
you.
you get to go up to a D10, Eldjal.
Okay, here we go. Why is it taking so long? Oh God.
Oh, wow, okay.
Okay.
Oh God. Oh God.
Okay. Sounds good. So I'm going to
Welcome
go
to High
ahead.
Rollers.
I'll buy that hitch. Buying that hitch, you're up to D12 of exhaustion now, Eldjal. And what happens here is you are going to get Deanne out. And Deanne, you've been able to fight past this, but it's just with that explosion of dark energy and just trying to keep a hold of this. Especially because in your mind with this dark magic and the way that, Amos cursed you with it, you still see, like, even though he's lying there on the ground, it looks like there's still this purple spirit that's kind of trying to reach out and get to you. Like, there's this connection between you two. So you're just focusing, and Eldjal's trying to get you to focus and try to get you out of here. And you do. You get out. The cave collapses in behind you all. You're all now out. Anox is out. Irina's out. Eldjal, Deanne, Winda, Roth, Vanessa, you're all out, all just catching your breaths. And then as you kind of come to your senses, Deanne, you feel a little bit better. You feel like your head's a little clearer, and you look down. You're no longer holding the relic. You turn back and look at how the cave has fallen in. And it's somewhere there. But you're all out. You're all worse for wear in most cases. And as we start a new scene, what would you all like to do?
Did Tom make it out?
Yeah,
as
you got
well?
Tom out because you're
Yeah.
super strong, and you were able to
I am
get Tom
super
out.
strong.
So Tom
And
still
what about
definitely
Amos?
quite corrupted, but unconscious, not not in the best shape. But based on the little you saw when you came in, when he, stood in and protected Dion, you feel like there's still Tom in there somewhere.
Mhm.
And Amos, I'm throwing that to you all. Did someone, I can throw that to Bonetta or Winda, would either of you have brought Amos out?
I probably
think
wouldn't
Vanessa-
have.
I don't think Bonetta would have either.
I love that
Yeah, so
that
Amos
moment
is-
of you guys like weighing up your morals in there. Did I just leave a man to get crushed to death?
Archmages aren't Bonetta's best friend.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, so you and Vanessa, as you're kind of getting your senses back together, like the first thing you probably think about is that relic, is that thing that you wanted to bring home, and you look and see the DN empty-handed, looking back at the cave.
Guys, I dropped the thing. I dropped the thing.
Dan, where was
when
it?
you were putting me out of the cave. It was in my hands. It was burning my hands and also going into my eyes and also brain, and it was everywhere. I could feel it all over me, and now I can't feel it because I dropped it in there. And if I retrace my steps, look, stone wall, a cave in. How do we get this thing out of there?
Oh no!
We gotta go digging
you
or
were so
something.
close.
We have to find it. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm gonna just start walking back towards the rubble.
I'll follow it. I'll follow Eljal.
Sounds good. Excellent.
Yeah.
So we can go ahead. And who's going to take lead on this, Eljal or Vanessa?
Well, what kind of skills do you have for this? Because I'm not sure I have any.
Vanetta's got her sword. And
Yeah,
her
same
big
sort of stuff.
abilities. Yeah.
I have good agility and awareness and spirit and strength. Decent.
I think I'll be.
Yeah, you think that, trying to find this is either going to be awareness or strength, like moving these rocks, or it's going to be, trying to look for this thing.
Yeah.
Or I would also give intellect as trying to, calculate and use clues that are around you to get to a conclusion.
And I have that relic with the hint of. I have the asset which is hint of the relic.
You
so
do.
Could that potentially
yes.
help, locate it?
It could potentially
Okay.
help.
It's only a D4, but that's something.
Yeah.
Could be helpful.
If I happen to roll a hitch, you could step it up, but that depends on me rolling a hitch.
Okay. So yeah, I have 8s in all those other things though. Strength and awareness.
And I will also say, Deanne, you don't currently have the object with you, but you still have the asset, the Relic of Luxaria.
Okay.
So narratively, you have this asset that you can use to the advantage. Then you can either use that in your own role, you can spend a plot point and give it to somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd be helping Eljal as well to go for this. So I guess it makes sense for me to give that asset to you to use, which is a D10. So yeah, I'll spend a plot point for that.
Yeah, so because Deanne, you've now kind of created this connection with this thing. So you have you're trying to trace back your memories, and you're able to kind of use that information to help Eljal figure this out. Bonetta, also you with that just connection to the Sunfire, and also just your drive to find this, also helping. And we're going to go ahead, I'm going to build a dice pool here. It's going to be pretty hard to find a stone in a pile of stones. But we sure going to try. So 2d10.
Glowy stone.
Is it still glowing? But the 2d10 is going to be pretty hard. And there's a d12 for your exhaustion, Eljal.
Oh, yeah.
I rolled a 1 on that d12. Come on.
Great.
Well,
look at the rest of it.
I got a 15
Still
though,
a
which is still
15.
very, very good.
Yeah.
I think you only have 1 plot point. Is that correct, Aliza?
It's true, yes.
Do you want to spend it on my hitch to step down one of your stresses, or do you want to save it?
I'll set down my exhausted because that's pretty gnarly to be at D12 exhausted.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So you set that down to your D10. You got a 15 to beat.
Okay.
Just an easy 15.
All right.
Easy 15.
Yeah, it's crazy. The relic asset from Dion, thank you.
Okay.
I would also like to still use my hint of a relic, if that's cool.
Absolutely.
Although it's risking hitches, but I don't have any plot points, so that's okay. Why not live a little? All right. And then I'll use awareness. And beep, 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 boop, bop, boop, boop. Well, glory, because we came here to find this ding dang relic, and we want to go back with it. So glory, distinctions, Moon Shadow Elf, my go-to for
Yep.
everything.
And
And
I'm also going to give you, because Enox trusts you very much. You bonded back in the tree. They gave you that little, paper flower, and so they're going to help you with this. They're very good at finding things. So they're going to give you their catalyst die, which is a D8.
Great. Okay.
Sometimes when you make friends with catalysts.
No hitches.
Ooh. Oh,
I cannot believe I'm rolling so bad today.
What just happened?
Holy
My
crap.
curse from last month has somehow transferred over to you.
It's this whole week too. Tuesday I was rolling this bad too. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. Nothing that can be done to make that happen. And unfortunately, that's also going to step up this whole. So
Stress.
when you fail at a test, the test stress is based on the difficulty dice. So these would be D10s, which steps up. Well, because it doesn't. I don't have to buy that hitch. I don't have to buy it. Oh, it steps up because it's a heroic success fail. So it's a D12. So I'm gonna have to give you a D12 and something, which I think is going to be. I know it doesn't get you out. You have to get above D12 to go out. But I'll put a D12 into. I'll let you tell me which of these stresses do you think is going to be the penalty for not succeeding in this?
I think angry because a lot of stuff has not been going well for Eljaw throughout this whole situation. I think Eljaw's starting to get a little pissed. A lot pissed.
Sounds good. So you're getting angry. You're trying to find this thing, and you're just getting more and more angry. You're just kind of tearing through these stones, kind of throwing them over, just getting really worked up. Anybody step in at that point?
Yeah, I think Bonetta would be almost very similarly following suit. I think knowing she was so close to it, and yet so far I think her heat being probably activating, she'd just be like, "Rah!" just like clawing through this rock, just tearing at it like a rabid beast or something.
Yeah. Deanne, you're just seeing these two people, these two elves, getting extremely angry looking for this thing.
Yeah.
As you stand there.
Whoops. I'll help in a bit when I can get through. They're just scurrying away. I'm trying to get to this rock, but stones being thrown at me. Ow, move! I know where it is.
I'm sorry, it's just really frustrating. I was trying to save your life, and then I made things worse. And then the trees are the trees.
Why do you keep lifting heavy things?
I don't know. I'm good with swords. That's it.
And no matter how hard you will look, you're just not able to find it. You're not sure where it could have gone. As you're all just managing to get a little bit of rest, still filled with this anger, Rothna. You've got Tom over here, who is unconscious and far more monster-like than you recall. Clawed hands, much larger. These kind of just broad, almost gorilla body. It's turned into he's just totally overstacked. Is there anything you want to do with that?
I'm just gonna be. I think I'm not really gonna be paying attention to what's going on with Operation Recovery team, and I'm just gonna be kind of put him in recovery position, as we were taught in the military, because that's what they teach us. And I'll be kind of cradling his head and being like, "Hey, buddy. Hey, come on, Tom. You remember me? Come on, wake up. Look, I know I said that you needed to work on your body, but." Not like this. Come on. And just sort of repeating myself.
Yeah, let's do a recovery test here. So you're trying to kind of bring him a little bit back into his senses. I'm gonna go ahead. It's gonna be 3 D8s. set the wow. Apparently, your friendship means the world. Because I got 2
It does.
pitches. Boy.
This friendship does
Oh,
mean the world
boy.
to me.
So you can go and buy that. You can get rid of your angry stress. You can throw it to somebody else. They can buy it. But there's my roll.
Yeah, would anyone else like to buy that hitch? Because I think I'm gonna stick with my angry. So yeah, if anyone wants to buy some de-stress sapphires.
I'm good.
Yeah?
Well, I could be less corrupted,
Yeah,
but I'm good.
Yeah, people who have assets. So Eljel, you've got a couple assets. You can also step those up by buying the hitches. Or opportunities, as they're called when I roll them.
I don't have anything to buy it with.
Oh yeah, no plot points. Curse that lack of plot points. There you go. So Rothna, go ahead, build me a dice pool.
Okay,
To beat a 4. You gotta beat a 4.
um,
It's gonna be pretty difficult, but there's a chance.
Yeah,
Imagine if you didn't.
You've heard of the curse of the rollers, right? Just watch this tank.
I've seen the curse of the rollers.
Yeah.
I think we're all experiencing it.
Glad you brought it to this channel too.
You're welcome. So I've bunged in there a spirit because I feel this is like a kind of a spirit thing. Like my heart. I'm putting my heart and soul into this. Devotion because he's my friend. He's my brother in arms. We train together, and I'm devoted to him. Like we're almost family, really. I'm gonna put in Neolandian traditionalist again because we're Neolandians, and that kind of brotherhood bond is there. And then I think that's it, really. Yeah. So let's go. Oh, look at that!
There you go.
Look at that!
That's not just a heroic
beautiful.
success. That is a double heroic success because that is
That's the
10,
thing.
more than 10 above
Nice.
what I got. So I would push that up to a D8 to a D10 effect die. Corruption doesn't just go away. Like he's still going to be quite corrupted, but you've managed to kind of continue the work that Vanessa put in to connect with the human part of him that is still left in there to calm kind of the anger that festered and let him turn into this. And his eyes flutter open. He's kind of looking up at you. Roth, is that you?
Hey, there you are. How you been? What happened? What did you do?
I don't. I wish that I'd laughed at the pomegranate thing. I wish I'd laughed at it, then I wouldn't have had to go. And he looks at his hands, which are claws.
I can laugh at them now. It was stupid. He was so stupid.
He just reaches one arm up around you, just still trying to really weirdly with the claws and just his elongated arms, but just so happy to feel like a person again. Yeah. And you all managed to convince Irina that maybe there was something more going on than met the eye with Anox, so she's not currently trying to arrest him. The two are kind of having a small conversation. She's being a little apologetic, and she turns to Dion, and Rothna is busy, so she just turns to Dion and says, well, you quit, so I am not going to owe you any jelly tarts.
What? No, hey, I still did the work.
You quit before you got your paycheck. That's not my fault. You should have checked your contract. I
didn't sign a contract.
Exactly.
Wait.
Look. I'm gonna. There's still those other two. I'll tell you what. If you and your friend help me bring those two, humans back to town with us, maybe we can, explain to them maybe we can
Uh-huh.
arrange some jelly tarts.
There we
And
go.
we'll go from there.
That's all you needed to say.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Just no promises. No promises.
Fine.
You have to make sure that you give me credit,
Maybe.
though. That I solved it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Deal.
you're the reason we're all here, so sure. Fine.
It's all thanks to me. Shakes
This
your
was
hand.
all you.
And collects these two humans that were with Amos, gathering them up, tying them up, and you're able to sort of make a plan for getting them back to town. Winda, Bonetta, and Eljal, there's no success in finding this stone. Feels like a lost cause at this point. Like it's somehow gone, or something happened to it in all of the fuss of the dark magic. Bonetta, how do you feel?
I think Vanessa will just like she'll know when she's done. She'll be scrabbling away at the rocks and just be like, she'll eventually admit defeat and then just roll over onto her back on the ground and just go, we were so close. We were so close. There must be another one around here somewhere, right? There has to be.
Or, the only thing I can think is that maybe it transported itself somewhere else. Because where could it have gone?
Oh.
I mean, I'm guessing that Amos is smushed under all those rocks, right? It's not like he survived and transported himself with a relic. Now that I say that out loud, I'm afraid that could have happened.
Maybe. Dark mages. Why? Why is it always dark mages?
Slippery. They just slip right out from under you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing you don't want to go back to your brother and say, hey, we almost had it, but not quite.
No, I couldn't face him right now. It's either a stone or no stone. And so
Any
far,
stone?
I
Yeah.
don't like no stone. Any stone. We could paint a stone. We could paint
Exactly.
we could find one of these pebbles, paint it orange, and then maybe I can go home.
If you're willing to take that risk, then let's find some paint.
Well, Enoch sort of just has been listening a little bit awkwardly. You're looking. Are you looking for like a magic thing? Does it have to be a sunfire magic thing, or?
I mean, we're looking for a relic, something with incredible magical energy. What, do you know something?
I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's incredible magical energy. Oh, okay. And they reach in, they pull out this small crystal on a chain. I lost my whole bag of wonders, but I do have this. It's not even. I don't really know. I think it's Starr Elf, which is really rare, and I really like my collection, but you all did kind of save my life and keep me from being arrested and cleared my name and saved my life again. So, pulls it off and hands it to you. Maybe it'll help.
Anox, I'll give him like a big squidgy hug and just be like, thank you so much.
Please don't kill me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
This could help so much.
oh, good. Okay. Well, I feel like I owed you all, and I lost all my jelly tarts and combs and paper flowers, so.
Yeah, if it helps, I still think you're guilty of hitting me in the head with a saucer and a spoon. You'll pay for
What?
I
that.
saw that.
You were chasing me, and no,
You hit me really
Look,
hard.
Mr.
Really hurt.
He's got a bump on his
I'm
head.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I promise I didn't mean to. I was just scared, and I'm very sorry.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I didn't feel it. I don't have a bump on my head. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
It was a spoon.
oh, humans! I don't really understand you, but I really want. Could you? If it's okay with you, Miss Arena, could I come back to town with you? Do you think they'll arrest me, or do you think it would be okay? Because I'd really like to meet some more humans.
Hmm.
I mean,
Maybe not.
if they try and arrest him, they gotta go through me. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't arresting you.
Well, I don't think anybody could do that. So
And more.
great. So Anox agreed to travel back to town with you all. Bonetta, Eljal, you now have this relic. Winda, you were helping kind of guide Bonetta and Eljal through here to find something. What's your plan?
My plan is to follow around Anox and make sure they get to town safe because that's what friends are for.
Excellent. And I can get you jelly tarts, Winda, even though we lost the other one, because people leave them on like windowsills and stuff, and they're just there, and you can just grab them, and I can get you one. And just explaining the different ways that they unwittingly steal things.
Sign a contract for that. Otherwise, they'll pull that away from you.
Finders keepers law, buddy.
Yeah. And so, as you all head back to town. You speak with the magistrate, who is initially uncomfortable with that Moonshadow elf, but also knows that there's a lot of politics going around with the elves. It's not a good idea to really be pushing things, especially when Irina, Deanne, Rothna, and now you, Winda, too. I mean, there's a whole lot of people that come in and have kind of a similar story, and they have these two other humans, so they agree to kind of let Anox off with a warning. Explain what thievery is to them, also. You're all supplied with many jelly tarts. As promised, they didn't have money to offer you, but they did have jelly tarts. So you're able to eat them. They don't really have anybody to help with magical ailments, so Tom, you kind of wrap him in a bunch of cloaks, try to kind of hide some of his form, and you only tell, select few people that, might be able to give a little bit of advice or comfort, and you make plans on other ways you might be able to help him as you continue your travels. And Bonetta and Eljal begin to make your plans to head back to Luxaria, back to Zadia with this relic, as you all go your separate ways. Days later, through the stone, there's a groaning sound, rocks tumbling from a pile, and then a charcoal rock hand, now embedded with some diamonds as well, lifts up out of the ground holding a glowing sunfire stone.
Oh.
That is the end of our story.
Oh, so close.
So
Say, when you write,
close.
unless
That
you
one
end it with a
roll.
cliffhanger.
It has to be.
Yeah. It has to be. Has to be.
I hope that all of you watching have enjoyed our 4-episode series. You can go and play your own Tale of Xadia right now. You can head to talesofxadia.com, get the free free primer, free adventure, free characters that you can start playing with. Next week, here on this channel, our usual time is 3 p.m. PST. We're gonna have Vanessa running a game for 5 weeks. You want to tell us a little bit about what you're going to be running, Vanessa?
Yeah, so it's going to be my first time ever GMing anything, so I'm equal parts excited and terrified. And terrified is the appropriate feeling because I'm going to be running a game using the Stranger Towns model called maninthelake.exe. It takes place in 1999, and it's a horror-themed game. And if you know me, you know I loved horror. So I'm bringing a lot of wonderful, scary, creepy elements into this.
I am
sounds
so
awesome.
excited. So that's going to be Vanessa GMing.
Awesome.
That's going to be me and Aliza as players. Cam Banks, the designer of Cortex, as a player. And Amy Dallin, the amazing Amy Dallin, is going to be joining us as a player as well. It's going to be super, super fun. So tune into that starting next week. High Rollers crew, Kim, Tom, Ree. This has been so much fun to GM for you all.
Yes,
Oh,
thank
it's
you.
awesome.
Oh,
So
we've had an
good.
awesome
So fun
time.
to play with.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. You guys have been amazing. What is the next thing people can watch on High Rollers?
Kim, you normally do all the company stuff.
Business?
Go ahead.
Hey, do you like a 5e homebrew campaign that has Magitech and sky cities, floating islands that are
Yes.
we do High
And
Rollers
space.
Erois, which is our main campaign, and that is on Sundays, every Sunday, 5 p.m. English time. So yeah, we're in
BST?
BST right now. British summertime apparently, but it's been raining all week. I don't know what that is. But yeah, Sundays 5 p.m. BST. And then we are actually next Thursday we'll be back to our Curse of Strahd campaign as well, which is
Mhm.
very feisty at the moment.
Yeah.
Check us out.
Love me some Curse of Strahd. Thank you all once again for joining us here, for watching this adventure. Once again, talesofxadia.com to get this for yourself. That is primed by Cortex. That's based on the show The Dragon Prince on Netflix by Wonderstorm. You can go watch 3 whole seasons of amazing stuff right now,
And you
and then
should.
play a
And
game
you
right
should.
after, because
Very
it's so good. So thank you again
Yeah.
all for watching. Make sure to follow High Rollers, follow Cortex, watch Roll and Keep, watch High Rollers, and it's going to be amazing. Thank you so very much, and have a good one, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. 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 Bye.